everybody to the Thetford Academy Sugar Bush. It's late March here, which means it's sugaring season. And Thetford Academy, we are doing a really cool thing where we're tying maple sugaring to our science and our ecology and our natural history. And kids are coming out here and making maple syrup, but they're also learning some really valuable lessons along the way. And it's getting a little late, but this one's still dripping just a little bit. This student's doing a really interesting lab experiment where they're testing different size spouts or spiles. And so they actually custom made this spile, and then they have ones of smaller and smaller diameter, and they've tried to tap similar trees to see if the spile diameter actually affects the amount of sap. And what we found is this larger one is actually producing quite a bit more. So he's getting some really good data along the way to say, yeah, spile size does affect how much sap you're going to get.
I like being outdoors. It's also, very nice. And knowing about trees is good because it's just something that where we live, it's all trees. Mm-hmm. So you want to know if you do anything with them, how to do it right and keep everything alive and well.
So I'm curious, Max, there's this sugar in the trees that's all about this maple, right? Can you explain, how do we get where's the sugar from? What's going on with this movement of sap in the tree?
Well, so trees have roots in the trunk and the canopy where the leaves are. And so the roots get nutrients, just general nutrients that the tree needs to do photosynthesis. And there are things in the tree called xylem that are just big, long tubes all the way up through the tree that'll bring the nutrients to the leaves where those will make sugar and distribute it out through the tree.
Cool. And then there's the phloem that goes down, right? Yeah. So xylem up, phloem down. And so it's really flowing through those sugars in the trees, right? Yeah. And where did all the sugars come from? What's the tree doing with these sugars? Why does it have them,
Well, it stores them to keep it alive.
Yeah.
And it needs them to just live like anyone else does with food.
Yeah, you imagine right now, as they open up in spring, how much energy it takes to put all those leaves out again and everything. So these trees have really held on to those sugars all winter.
Yeah.
And we're just taking a little bit right now, right? Are we hurting the tree?
No.
So what does it have to do for the sap to run? If this is a seasonal thing this time of year, right?
Yeah. The sap has to be the night before it has to be frozen. So, yeah.
Cool. So freezing night, warm during the day, that's the ideal time to get a run, right?
Yeah.
And it's only this time of year that it happens.
Yeah.
You've signed up for this experiential environmental studies outdoor education class here with your last few months as a senior. What do you hope to get out of this whole experience, and why are you here?
Well, so much of high school has been, doing science classes, like physics, chemistry, doing math. And so, with my last couple months, as you said, at TA, I really want to do something more hands-on.
You're doing a cool lab down there as well, right?
Yep.
So you're trying to test something in the sugar bush. Explain to me, what are you trying to test out there?
Yeah, so I've hung up some 5/16 line and some 3/16. And we're going to see what collects more sap.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, it was the other day I went down with a drill, and first time really going down into the woods with a drill. And I had to FaceTime one of my friends, how do I get the drill bit out of the drill?
How do you put a drill bit in?
But yeah, I think that's the biggest part, just learning all this new stuff. And
that's a lesson,
yeah,
you got to know how to put a drill bit in a drill.
Yes.
That's not in every class, but that's in this class that you learned how to do that. You're going to remember that the rest of your life, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
Let me listen. Let me listen to the world. Let me listen to the beat of your heart, the wind blowing, the trembling grass, crickets. How do you listen to the stars, the moon? Do you listen to eyes? Let me listen to the silence that comes after the question asked too many times. Let me listen to your footsteps as you walk away into the dark. I listen to my own as I follow. Let me listen to the fox scream in the distance, while the campfire crackles and our silence is deafening once again. Let me listen to your slow breaths and your whispers of an unwanted sorry.
So Sadie, you've been doing some research on this thing called the maple borer, right? Mm-hmm. What is this maple borer thing?
So the maple borer is an insect that is native to North America, and it digs tunnels through the vascular system of the maple tree. And
So like in here, it's underneath the bark and
Right
everything,
underneath the
digging
bark.
tunnels and.
so I'm trying to figure out if it affects the amount of sap that is collected during sugaring season.
Yeah, so if you get a lot of these insects, is it going to hurt your trees really?
100%.
What do you think? Does it hurt the trees?
Oh yeah, definitely. After a while, it kills the tree, and really one of the only ways to stop it from spreading is to take the whole tree out of the grove.
Okay.
So
This style of education is different, right? Like, what is the value to you of learning this way?
I think that even if it's not a career path that I want to take, it still is good knowledge to have. And also, this class kind of teaches you not only about the environment and sugaring, but also a little bit about life. And I just think it's an important part of school that we don't usually get.
Yeah. Willem, this is always your favorite part here at the end. I'm sorry we missed you. We couldn't take care of you and make sure you could get around today. But we did manage to save you a sweet treat as students here at Thetford Academy are doing some sweet learning. This is Windows to the Wild. Take care.